Alright, we're going to do a quick video tour of the Solar Power Revolution Lab. Yes, I still have not built steps. Alright. Here's the new computer setup. I'm downloading all the updates and finishing installing some of the software. This is the TIG 4-axis CNC mill. I've just got flood cooling set up on it. It's a pretty simple setup. Masonry tub, some PVC, some 6mm plastic. Down below, got a swamp cooler pump that pumps the coolant through. Over here on the other side we have the Grizzly G0516. This is a lathe mill combo. This piece I'm working with here, it's just trying to get alignment right on the machine and finish setup of the machine. These are the materials that I'll be using to create a jig to build the frame and all the components with. In here we've got a mill chuck set and then a 4-jaw independent chuck for mounting odd shaped parts to replace this 3-jaw here. It came with the machine. And in this cabinet we've got the milling vise, regular turret tool post, some different VEG blocks, clamp blocks, and an end plate in there. All necessary for fixturing things in the mill. Back over here at the CNC station, got my measuring drawer here. All the different measuring devices, nice calculator, angle gauge. The next drawer down is my electrical stuff. Doesn't look too organized, but got most of the tools in there I need to pull this off. And then down below there's a tachometer in there and some gloves. And here's this where I keep the odds and ends, pencils, glue, markers. In this drawer's grinder disc, jigsaw blades, and glues in the back. And then here's all the tooling for the mill. We've got end mills, boring bars. This is where I keep all my cutters in this box, random different size end mills and different shapes. I've got a fly cutter back here in the corner. Here's center drills. There's boring bar head. And this is a fixturing plate that will be mounted on the mill for doing flattened parts. There's the steady rest. Here's the little mounts for the fixturing plate and a whole bunch of different clamps and parallels and A123 blocks in there. Here we've got lathe cutters, center square, a couple tool bits, and then the gearing and the quick change tool posts for the lathe. Then heat gun, respirator, sandpaper, random stuff in the back. Next is the workbench. Got a press, a drill press, sander, grinder, and a vise mounted there. It looks small, but it works for what I'm building and what I need it for. And down below just some storage for tools. Elegant tool storage on the floor here. I got more pegboard put up. There's some of the tools here over the lathe mill combo. Here's the Williams 14,000 BTU propane heater I put in. It's direct vent, so it doesn't have a bunch of condensation in here like the catalytic ones would. There is the chop saw. I've been using it on aluminum and wood. It works pretty well. Can't do steel with it, but I don't do a lot of steel stuff anyway. This bin here is also more plates for jigging and random aluminum scrap and old bike parts and stuff like that I can just pull from. We've got these bins down here to hold random pieces and parts, and then got a smaller bookshelf, needed the space. This cabinet was necessary just to put some things away. It shows some of the extra welding equipment and face masks up there, and then here's all my chemicals and abrasives and cleaners and welding blanket and towels and cheap Chinese electrical things that have blown up down there. Here's the tunes. And then back over here in the corner is where I'm going to store all of the stock that I have to work with. You can see the different sizes and shapes and everything. Hopefully I can make everything happen with that. This is the Longevity LS160Pi TIG plasma cutter. A pretty good welder, puts out 160 amps. And down below it is the air compressor inside its enclosure. And there's the helium argon bottle. And then up here is where all the bike parts are. And those are all kind of a secret, so I can't get them out for this video. Over here I've got the power center for the shop truck. This is the solar combiner. It has all the breakers inside for the solar panels. It outputs to this charge controller, which then converts the voltage from the solar panels to charge the batteries, which are in this box here, and then have two fans there to vent the hydrogen out. This is the meter. It's showing that right now I'm using 272 more watts than the panels are putting out, but it's dusk, so that's pretty normal. And then right here, this is the governor for the engine mounted generator, and then here's the control box for the engine mounted generator. I've got a breaker down here so I can connect the solar battery array to the alternator, which also boosts up the battery of the truck so it starts a little easier. So to turn things on, I hit ignition here and then start, and generator fires up and the governor equalizes it. I have to keep this little electric heater plugged in as a dummy load so the governor sees the current and knows to regulate the generator. Also, if you'll notice, when I turn that on, we're now charging at 236 watts because it's coming off the alternator of the truck. So on sunny days and while I'm welding, it's always charging. Here's the AC breaker panel. It just comes out down the conduit and runs the power. I've also made sure and put switches on all the lights so I can shut off any light that I'm not using to conserve power during the day. And we'll go ahead and shut this off. And here's the SunForce inverter. This is supposed to be a 2500 watt inverter. I would call it more of a 900 watt inverter, but it seems to be running what I need it to run. I still have to stagger loads. Fire extinguisher. You can see the thermometer there on top of the solar combiner. And then we've got clamps and just random tools to make this thing happen. And there's the tubing roller bender, which I'm going to have to mount on the floor when I get ready to do that. So that's it.